Hey everyone! So today's video has absolutely nothing to do with makeup. Every once in a while I like to mix it up and do a video about something different that I'm interested in. So today's video is going to be about the TV show Breaking Bad. If you've ever watched this TV show, especially those of you who have seen it multiple episodes or been a long-time fan of it, then I would appreciate it if you would watch this video because I have a question for you at the end of the video. So the way this came about is a lot of you know that I have been watching the TV show Under the Dome. That started off as a mini-series and then the network decided to turn it into a regular TV show that completed its first season and is on hiatus. Well, one of the stars of that show is, well, one of the most important characters in the show is Big Jim Rennie. And he's like the bad guy that's running the whole town. And so I thought, geez, this actor that plays him, he's really, he's a good actor and very convincing in his role. And once the show went on hiatus, I thought, I wonder what else he has done. So that brought me to Breaking Bad. And as I'm sure a lot of you know, Breaking Bad was on for 5 seasons and just finished the series. And so I thought, you know what, this is perfect because now I can just start from the beginning with season 1 and go right through it, and I don't have to wait every week for it to come on TV and deal with hiatuses and watch commercials and all that sort of thing. So I thought, maybe this would be a good TV show to watch while Under the Dome is on hiatus, and I can just keep watching it. So I talked to my husband about it and he said, yeah, let's just watch the first episode and see if we like it. So we watched the first episode and we were like, whoa, this is a very intense program. And as if we didn't think that was intense enough, we watched episode 2. And for those of you who remember how this TV show started, episode 2 was like, oh my God, I don't want to say too much specifically, just in case anybody else would like to start watching this show. I don't want to give too much of it away, but I can say that the premise of the show is that the main character, Walter, finds out that he has lung cancer. I'm not giving anything away by saying that. And so now they're going to take you through the progression of how he deals with that and what comes about as a result of that. Well, the person who he ends up, and I also don't feel like I'm giving anything away by saying that he starts making drugs and selling them with a partner in order to pay for his cancer treatments, because apparently it costs tens of thousands of dollars to have cancer treatments, and I guess the insurance companies don't pay for this, or they only pay a small percentage or something like that. So so he meets this guy and they start making drugs and selling drugs. And is it just me, or does the guy that is his partner, which the character's name is Jesse Pinkman, does he remind anybody else of Eminem? From the first time I saw him, I don't know, there's just something about him that reminds me so much of Eminem. I don't know how many of you saw the movie 8 Mile, which was the biographical movie of Eminem's life story, but boy, if you've never seen that, that is a terrific movie. I definitely recommend that. But anyways, yeah, this character, Jesse, reminds me so much of Eminem. But I have, okay, here's the thing. I have so many mixed feelings about this show. It sucks you in right away. and you become interested in Walter, the main character's life. And by the way, Bryan Cranston, who plays Walter, geez, I had seen him before when he was the father on Malcolm in the Middle, and I had no idea this guy was such a good actor because, you know, comedy, a sitcom is not quite, doesn't really, I feel, doesn't always utilize your acting skills, we'll put it that way. And so to see him in this dramatic role is like, wow, I had no idea this guy was such a good actor. And anyways, what was I saying? So they suck you into Walter's life right away, and there's so much going on, and it's so intense and very violent, and but you become really interested in what's going on in these guys' lives. And so I kind of have mixed feelings about the whole thing because, I mean, it's a very depressing show because the premise of the show is, you know, this guy has got cancer, and chances are, because of the type of cancer he has and the progression of it before he realizes he has cancer, the chances of him surviving it are pretty much small to non-existent. And so I keep thinking to myself, you know, this show was on for 5 years, so obviously he gets to live at least for a little while. But then I thought, you know what though, in the context of TV land, there aren't that many episodes per season, so maybe during the course of things it isn't really a long period of time. I mean, I don't know what happens at the end, and please don't any of you tell me because I want to be surprised. But the thing is, I'm not even positive that I want to continue to watch this show. For as amazing as the acting is, and it seems to be so well written, it's like stressful to watch this TV show. I don't feel like I'm being entertained. I feel like I'm being tortured watching this show. But at the same time, we keep watching it. You know, my husband and I, we watch like one episode every night right before we go to bed, and we wonder why we're having strange dreams. You know, this is the last thing that's in our mind before we go to sleep at night. So, yeah, probably not the best thing to watch right before you go to bed. But my question to you guys is, for those of you who have been a fan and went through the progression of the show and watched it over the years, if you had to do over again, knowing what you know now, would you have gotten involved in that show in the first place? Okay? Because, and you know, don't try not to give anything away, but I mean, please don't give anything away with how the show ends. But that's my question though. You know, knowing what you know now, having gone through 5 years of watching this show, would you have gotten involved in it in the first place, knowing what you know now? That is my question. So answer me without giving anything away. And also, so that's what I have to say about Breaking Bad. And as it turns out, the guy who plays Big Jim Rennie on Under the Dome, his role in Breaking Bad is completely different than his character on Under the Dome, which is probably a good thing because it's not good to get typecast and be seen playing the same character over and over again. But he plays Walter's brother-in-law, who happens to be a drug enforcement agent. So, and you can imagine how that all intersperses with Walt making and selling drugs. But anyways, so okay, that's enough about Breaking Bad. Now I want to talk a little bit about Under the Dome. I really like that show. I like the way they did it. However, I read most of the book. I took out the book from the library. It was 1,400 pages long, and they only let you renew it twice. So I had the book for 3 months, and because I wasn't diligent about reading it every single day, I didn't finish it and I had to return it. But I don't know if I even want to finish it because it really wasn't anything like the TV show, and that was kind of why I wanted to read it. I mean, I'm a big Stephen King fan, but I kind of wanted to read it so that I could know in advance what was going to happen on the show. But as it turns out, the TV show hasn't been anything like the book, so I might just finish watching the TV show, then go back and read the end of the book, because I came really close to finishing that book. I mean, if I had just had the book for like another week, maybe less, I could have finished it before it was, you know, due at the library. So anyways, as far as Under the Dome goes, anybody who watches that show, what did you think? Did you like it? Did you continue to watch it over time, or did you watch it for a while and then stop watching it? I think it's a good show, and in some ways I like it better than the book. Sorry, Stephen King. But yeah, the book is extremely violent and intense, and I can see how that would have a place in the storyline, but I sort of like the milder TV version better, we'll put it that way. Although, and some of the characters and actors in that show, so, let's just say I think some are a lot better than others as far as, you know, their acting skills go. I don't want to put anybody down and say, but some of the actors on that show aren't very good. But some of them are awesome. I really feel, like I said, the guy that plays Big Jim Rennie, that he's fantastic in that role. The woman who plays Julia Shumway, I think she's doing a great job with that part. I sort of have mixed feelings about some of the other characters. I think I want to watch the show more before I decide, but some of them, let's just say, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna drop that pathway there that I took, because I don't really want to, you know, put anybody down, because I understand that from an actor's point of view that you can only do what you've been given for material, and it's very possible that the lines that they were given to do, maybe they had a hard time trying to put a good spin on that, because I've seen that happen with other people. If you're a fan of Once Upon a Time, which up until recently was the only show that I was watching on TV that didn't get canceled, because a couple shows that I watched before that got canceled. But anyways, if you watch Once Upon a Time, the character of Mr. Gold and Rumpelstiltskin, the writing has been getting kind of sketchy for his character, and I've noticed that he's had to almost put a completely different spin on the character in order to keep it real, so to speak, because if he delivered the lines the way they were written, or if he performed the lines in the way that it was implied in the script, it wouldn't be very good and it wouldn't be very real. So I love what he has done with that character, and in terms of keeping it true to form and not making it become a joke, we'll say. So anyways, if you watch any of those 3 shows, Breaking Bad, Under the Dome, Once Upon a Time, tell me what you think. Talk to me in the comment section about anything you want, but just, you know, try to be respectful of anybody who may not have seen every episode of every show, and, you know, try not to give away any focal points that might be important. So that is it for today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed my TV chit chat video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.